What up, YouTube? Franchise Sports TV here, back again with another video towards you. Um, Before I begin, I'm also on Rumble under the name FSTV22. I use it for one of some of my spicier joints. So, with no further ado, let's begin. So, as I'm creating this part 2 to this Kobe video I'm doing, his 24 years, I realized, I don't want to say I realized, but I remember as I'm researching now and doing some reading on this, how many little spats and beefs Kobe got into. He got into one with Karl Malone, and it was over off the court some stuff, mainly dealing with Kobe's wife at the time, because Karl Malone allegedly is somebody who got no respect for people's marriages. So there was that beef, and we all know Kobe's got into with Dwight Howard later on in his career. After Dwight Howard went to Houston, we all know the famous soft debacle in that game, which actually the Lakers was getting their ass beat. But there was one beef that I known about, but didn't know why it happened and how it started. And of course, he had beef with Shaq and Phil Jackson. But there was one beef that I never knew how it started, how it began. I just knew about it. And I heard about it, how it started, but then I forgot it. So I decided, you know what? Why not make it a video and talk about it? NBA beefs. So this one includes, of course, Kobe Bryant and my favorite player, Ray Allen. And these two, as we all know, will get into it, face each other twice in the NBA Finals in 2008 and 2010, both of them beating each other. But this beef actually started, I think, when Ray Allen was traded to the Seattle Supersonics, now the OKC Thunder. And I think when Kobe was pretty much on his own after Shaq left. So Kobe was I wouldn't say at an all-time loss, but he was pretty much not many people's favorite. His reputation wasn't too good at the time. It was terrible. Like I said, he got into a beef with Shaq. Phil Jackson called him uncoachable. I'll talk about that later in a different video. But it just didn't go well. And I don't know who started it. But anyways, let's get down to it. I'm reading this off an article called sportscasting.com. And it kind of goes over the beef. And Ray Allen expressed doubt regarding Kobe Bryant's ability to lead and incorporate his teammates. I guess this came after a preseason game where Kobe Bryant killed the Seattle Sonics for 35 points. The most prolific three-point shooter, reading off the article, prolific three-point shooter in NBA history, said Kobe will be too singular in his drive to prove something to basketball fans. Kobe's going to be very selfish, Allen said via the Seattle Post-Intelligencer. He feels like he needs to show this league, and the people in this country that he's better without Shaq. He can win championships without Shaq. So offensively, he's going to jump out and say, I can average 30 points, and I can still carry the load on this team. Well, Ray Allen was right about that. Allen went on to suggest Kobe and the Lakers lacked the talent to contend for a championship, predicting Kobe would eventually ask for a trade. It's a prophet. The comments irked Kobe to the point he allegedly called Allen to leave an intimidating voicemail ahead of the next preseason game between the Lakers and the Sonics. However, Bryant refused to invoke Ray Allen's name or address the rumors that even happened. So, I can imagine how that went. The Black Mamba took note of Allen's comments because he responded with sheer venom. According to SB Nation's secret base, Kobe Bryant reportedly left Allen a voicemail saying, I'm going to bust your ass, before the second preseason matchup between the two. Allen denied ever getting such a message, and Kobe refused to acknowledge whatever he called the Sonic star. However, Bryant did issue a quip that spoke to disdain for Allen. And this is what Kobe said. Kind of what Kevin Durant said about Giannis. Don't even put me and that dude in the same breath. I feel like anybody who ever says that about the opposite player, they always lose to him. Ultimately, basketball fans got robbed a bit. Allen did not play in the second preseason matchup, though Bryant tried to keep the beef going by questioning Allen's back injury and jawing at the Sonics bench. I think around this time, Ray Allen was kind of having some injury. I know he had bone spur injuries as well. But also, I think during this time, I think it was the 04-05 season, Ray Allen actually played one of his best career seasons with the Seattle. I think he led the Seattle to semifinals, but they would lose to the eventual champion San Antonio Spurs in 6 games. I remember that. I was watching that. But the animosity continued even as Allen tried to downplay the nature of his perceived rivalry with Kobe, mainly because the Laker star insisted on using Ray's initial comments as fuel. However, the thing settled between the two guards. But still, the brief dust-up made things all more interesting because of how the next several seasons played out. Like I said, Allen's a prophet. He predicted that Bryant asked for a trade in 07, hoped to land with the Chicago Bulls, which did happen. I also think that was a bargaining piece for Kobe. But the Lakers retained Kobe and did get Paul Gasol ahead of the 2008 trade deadline, and suddenly they made them contender. And as we all know, that same year, the Lakers and Celtics, because Ray Allen's on the Celtics, would play each other. We know Allen and the Big Three Celtics got the Lakers in 6 games. And then 2 years later, Kobe got his revenge and beat the Celtics in 7 games. But during that 08's final series, Ray Allen averaged 20.3 points a game, shot a whopping 52.4% beyond the arc. And, I remember the 10-time All-Star closed out the series by drilling several triples in the blowout Game 6. Yeah, Ray Allen was killing that Game 6. Sorry, I drink my rum. But Ray Allen did give his best for the Celtics in advantage, scoring 32 points and nailing 8 3-pointers to seal home court advantage in Game 2 of the 2010 Finals. But Kobe, you know how Kobe was. He makes sure he ain't letting nobody do that ever again to him. Bryant kept Allen in check in a gutsy Game 3 as the Celtics star shot 0 from 13 from the field, including 0 from 8 beyond the arc. Boston came back with a win in Game 4 and 5 to take a 3-2 series lead. I keep forgetting the Celtics had a 3-2 series lead in there. Kobe had a double-double in a blowout Game 6 win, posted a 23-point, 15-rebound performance in the Game 7. The Game 7 at Kobe, I think he was 6 for 25 or 15, something like that. He was terrible. But they never met again on the biggest stage. And that was pretty much it after that. I don't think these two ever spoke about each other after that. I don't think they sat down and had coffee or anything like that after that. So, it is what it is. So that's pretty much, I pretty much just learned how that beef even started. It was all over just crap talking. You know how Kobe is. He takes things personally. So, just a weird dust up between these two. Just two competitors. I think personally, offside the court, I don't think these two would have a problem with each other at all. I'm saying that like Kobe's still around. I don't think they would have had a problem with each other at all. I think they would have kept it cordial. It's just, it's sad that we didn't get to see Kobe take part in that 75 5th anniversary. I don't know why I said it like that. That 75th anniversary team ceremony last year, or I should say, almost 2 seasons now. It would have been interesting to see those two react. But anyways, I think now when it comes to the NBA history, both of these two are basically cemented in NBA lore. Ray Allen is probably one of the, not the best 3-point shooters to ever grace the NBA court. He's a 2-time champion. Was he 12-time, 13-time? I think he's a 10 or 11-time All-Star. Second in most three-pointers made behind Steph Curry. Hall of Famer. Like I said, part of that 75th anniversary team. Same with Kobe. Kobe is the all-time leading scorer for the Lakers. Probably one of the best shooting guards. I think both of them are top 10 shooting guards. Oh, honestly, people don't give Ray Allen respect like that. They always think Ray Allen. They think that Miami Heat or later Boston Celtics Ray Allen. But knowing me, I think back to the Ray Allen when he was on the Milwaukee Bucks. I remember I watched the game. Well, not in person, but I watched the games from when Ray Allen was younger, and he went against Jordan 4 times now. 3 to 4 times a year. And you could say Jordan's prime. He's coming out of it by the time Ray Allen got drafted. And he was putting up points against Michael Jordan. So Ray Allen was just not known as a three-point shooter. He was a slasher. He had moves. He can dunk and get to the basket. I just think once he got to the Seattle Sonics and some of his injuries took a hold, I think he became more of a three-point shooter and not so much of the slasher drive to the basket. I still remember the time in the 08 finals where Ray Allen took Sasha Vujacic out of his shoes. So, like I said, both of these players are my top 10 favorite players of all time. I don't got no problem with it. Never had a problem with it. It's just a bunch of crap talk. That's what basketball players do on the court. So, one person talks, the other person got to show them up. But that's all I wanted to say about this whole beef. I just wanted to understand where it came from and how it happened. But tell me what you guys think.